All right, Tucson Toros, Yahoo Fantasy Baseball Week 6. We're going to take a look at Hunt 1981 taking on Jimmy Dugan. Battle between the top team in the league in the standings and last year's defending champion. Looks like the final score in this battle, Week 6, 5-4-1 in favor of Hunt. A very close battle, came down to the final day of the week, and Hunt walks away the winner here. Hunt improves to 38, 16, and 6, remains atop the standings in the league after 6 weeks now. Dugan, a respectable finish at only winning 4 of the 10 categories, despite having been shut out as of, I believe it was Thursday, throughout the week. So Dugan rallies to pick up 4 categories and keep things close, is now 30, 26, and 4 on the year. Hunt is still undefeated, has yet to lose 6 weeks into the season. A great start for that team, while Dugan has lost to all 3 rookie teams. All 3 newcomers that Dugan has faced in the league, newcomers to the league, Dugan has lost to, so definitely not setting the right impression for a team that's the defending champion of the league. Just looking at some of the highs and lows, Hunt had a season high in saves this week, picked up 4 saves. All 4 of the saves were from Leo Nunez. We'll talk a little bit more about him in just a second. And Hunt had a season low in stolen bases this week. For Jimmy Dugan, high-low, season best in WHIP and ERA. Only one starter on the staff for Dugan picked up a bad start. That was John Lester. Had a lot of Ks, but just had a bad week overall. And the starters really overcame the closer woes. By closers, we mean the injury to Brad Lidge and Brian Fuentes not picking up a save in the first place. Dugan had lows in runs and homers. You can attribute that to Wieters, the catcher, struggling. And outfielders struggling for Dugan. Upton, Austin Jackson, that's B.J. Upton, Austin Jackson, and Jose Guillen all struggled this week. Although Dugan's going to be looking forward to Jimmy Rollins coming back off the DL. That actually happened today, Monday, and looks like with Rollins back in the lineup, the runs issue could be shored up there. On offense, Hunt took 4 of 5. Took 4 of 5 on the offense, all but average. Every other category went Hunt's favor. On the mound, Dugan took 3 of 5 with a split in wins. Shutout in saves, though, 0-4. The closer woes are just a serious issue for Dugan. At the plate, Dugan's struggling. 4 players hit under 200 this week. The outfielders, as we said, were struggling. Austin Kearns was the lone outfielder with a homer. Austin Jackson hit just 1 RBI and averaged 120 for the week. And Aaron Hill, a guy who hit for a pretty high average last season and was probably Toronto's best offensive player, is really struggling. He's been battling some injuries, but since coming back from injury, hasn't shown that he's healed up. His statistics are really not saying that he's ready to be back in the lineup every day on a team that's got a very potent offense. If you look at the numbers for Alex Gonzalez and Jose Bautista alone, you'd think Hill would definitely benefit from being in that lineup, but he has yet to show that he's found his groove, I guess you would say, in that lineup. Excellent week, though, for Ty Wigington. 2 homers, hit 478, helped keep the home run category close anyway for Dugan, and hit 478. That's a great week for a player that was picked up off the waiver wire and went undrafted. For Hunt 1981, piled on the runs this week. Catcher Russell Martin picked up 7 runs. Maglio Ordonez had 8 runs. Craig Counsell was the lone player on the roster that did not have a run. 7 players for Hunt hit over 300 this week. That's fantastic. Justin Morneau hit 2 homers, had a 500 average for the week. On the mound, Hunt was subpar but took saves. Dugan puts things together finally with the pitching staff. Dugan had 4 pitchers with double-digit Ks. Struggling Joel Pinheiro and Clayton Kershaw were back on track this week. That's very important to the success of the Dugan pitching staff. Bullpen troubles, though, with Lidge now hurt. Brad Lidge hurt again. And the only other closer on the roster, Brian Fuentes, got rocked this week and could lose his job. No saves for Dugan this week. That's a difficult thing to overcome, especially when saves are hard to come by off the waiver wire. So this team's going to be in trouble in that category probably for a while. Hunt used Leo Nunez, as we mentioned, to carry the pitching staff. Picked up a win and 4 saves in 7 days. That means in 7 days, 5 decisions for Nunez, either with a win or a save. That's fantastic stats. That win actually made this a push. It would have been 4-4-2 tie had that win not come in and pushed that to a tie category. Or I'm sorry, it would have been 5-5 had Nunez not picked up a win. And dominating the saves category, as we mentioned. Dugan didn't have a save, so Nunez just ran away with that category. John Main, though, sunk the ERA for Hunt. Hunt struggling with John Main the last couple of weeks. As we look forward, Hunt 1981 is still first in the standings, as we mentioned, is 3.5 games up on the rest of the group, and has the Androids next week on the schedule. Androids off to a really rough start to this season, so that could be another win for Hunt. Could be 7 straight. That we'll be talking about next week, possibly. Jimmy Dugan, 7th now in the standings, falls out of the top 6 after jumping back into it last week. Is 1 game out of 6th, though. Remember, top 6 make the playoffs. That's where you got to be if you want to see the postseason title within your grasps. Dugan is going to be taking on Bronx Bombers. We're going to talk about Bombers in another video. Bombers got rocked this week. Bombers is towards the bottom of the standings. They split their series 1-1 in 2009.